host at my podcast, and we have a very special guest with us today. And let me just introduce myself first, and then we can go over his introduction. This is 𝘍𝘐, founder and CEO of Seller Downtown, and we are working to help you guys in everything Amazon, whether that is PPC, whether that is sourcing, or whether that is something that Amazon throws at you day in, day out. We help you get around that. That's pretty much me. And now I'm going to invite Robert for his introduction and his company as well. Over to you, Robert.
Hey, Ethan. Thanks for having me here. And everybody, thanks for joining in. My name is Robert 𝘰𝘐𝘗𝘕. I am the founder and CEO of Factory Supply Network and FSN Consulting. We are a full-service mass production company that specializes working with Amazon store owners and Shopify store owners, specifically on their product manufacturing and product development side. So whether you're a new or existing brand, we can help you lower your current product costs, develop new products to release something new to the market, or just help diversify your manufacturing if you're facing issues in your current supply chain. So we'll definitely dive into all that stuff a little bit further in detail as we get further on with the show. But in short, we are your full service mass production team here at Factory Supply Network.
Yeah, they seem to have a lot of offers, pretty much. That's what I've seen from them. And let me just get some clarity on this. So FSN Consulting is basically our partner in supply chain. That's what I understand. So what exactly is the core offer that you guys offer to, let's say, Amazon brands? Because this audience contains mostly people who are working on private label Amazon brands, and we're trying to see how we can help them.
Absolutely. So our number one goal at FSN with our Amazon store owners is to save them as much money as possible when it comes to product manufacturing. So even if they already have a supplier that they've been working on for several years, there's always ways that we can find new solutions to help lower their product costs. So whether that means we go into their current manufacturing facilities and we dive all the way down to where is the raw material being sourced from and break it all the way through the manufacturing processes. We operate with a boots on the ground model. So that lets us actually go in and do these things where we can find out, well, you know what, if we move to this raw material supplier that we work with in these other projects, we're going to be able to help cut 10% on raw material here. Now let's assess the manufacturing processes. We'll see what they're doing. Is there something that we could implement to automate a system or possibly change a manufacturing process to make it a more expedited and maybe less labor that goes into it, which is also going to help get cost savings there. And then another thing we always get to leverage is when we're working with brands that we bring into our own partner factories that we work with, is we get to leverage the fact that we have numerous other productions going on in those facilities, and we're also sourcing the raw material from the same suppliers. So that means that we're doing things in bulk and a higher volume than just their order, which are able then to leverage for the brand to help cut their costs by using everybody else within our network that we're helping on their products with.
That's basically just the benefit of scale economics for someone who is just not at that level yet, right? Because the big sellers on Amazon who are sourcing container loads every month, they're able to get, this kind of a detail saying, hey, could you get that raw material for the whole year? And I'm going to place 5-6 POs this year for this product. So, get the cost down to something that might not even seem possible to some beginner sellers for the products that they sell. And that's why they have the best margins, and that's why they run the best promotions on Amazon, and that's why they're able to sustain in the longer run. So that is the best thing about FSN Consulting. That's what I understand. And so could you talk me through how the process works? So for example, I would like to understand, let's say if a brand is selling on Amazon right now, and they with the current issues, so now the shipping issues have somehow settled down. You have the container prices at around 4,000 sometimes even this month. But even if the container prices have gone down, the production costs have gone up for a lot of factories in China. So how does the process work so that we are able to leverage your company and your expertise to lower our costs down?
So there's definitely a lot of ways to go about it. I mean, the shipping point that you mentioned there is great. Obviously, we're seeing lower shipping rates, especially compared to what we saw a year ago. Another way that we always save on shipping, especially for brands that are working with Amazon, is one, not only are we working with local regional freight companies, which means we're cutting a lot of the broker fees and everything, yet we're getting that bare bottom cost. we're also able to essentially package up other brands we're working with that are going to be going to the same Amazon facility and shipped directly there. So we're avoiding sometimes brands experience where they're sharing a container with other companies. Maybe they're going to a port, then they're getting unloaded and getting put into another container before they actually go to their final destination. We're able to work with our freight carriers and the productions that we have in place based on the final destinations they're going to, where we can have everything packaged in one container, help get that discounted rate, but help expedite the time getting there by, they're all going to the same place and unloading. So that's one way that we get to help save on costs when it comes to shipping. When it comes to manufacturing the products, kind of like I mentioned before, we get to basically time everything up with knowing what the productions that we have in place, what are they upcoming. And we really get to look at our full production schedule, especially with people that are pre-planned out for the year. And that lets us basically go to our material suppliers, and we could buy things in bulk in the beginning of the year and break payments out directly with our material suppliers to help get that discount up front in that year, even though we know we're not going to be making everything until later on in the year. And we'll also negotiate the same thing with labor rates and stuff at the factory, knowing that we're going to be producing 100,000 of these products this year. So we want to secure our bulk pricing. We're going to pay our initial deposit to lock us in, lock in our production schedules. So we always try to work everything like in a long run project view, the way we do things for our clients.
Got it. So basically, no surprises in every PO. That's what a stable brand requires as well. If you don't know your landing cost in the next PO, and you're always in for a surprise for this and that cost increase from the supplier, it really mounts up to being a very pressured situation when you are, for example, if you're planning, for example, right now, we are currently at the end of our PO planning for Q4, and the suppliers that we work with, oftentimes they are very long-term suppliers and they give us better rates. But the new brands are really struggling on this part because they have a profit margin that's decent enough, and the next time they go to the supplier, they don't get that same margin and they don't get those same prices. So that's in for a very bad surprise, kind of. Okay, so I understand the process. So let's say if someone is running a brand right now and they don't have good margins, how can they contact you, and what do you need from them to be able to help them out?
We like to have as much information as possible from the brand, because it's a full transparency thing. Our objective is to save them as much money as we can and get them to that ideal profit margins that they want to be at. So, we like to see their current POs. What are they paying, for the product costs? If they have the raw material costs as well, we'd love to see that. We'd love to see it broken down as much details as possible. We'd like to see what regions they're operating in. We could see, are they really making this product in the right area? Because obviously every region has an expertise that they should focus on. Even though every product could be made nearly anywhere, you might want to move that to a different area that specializes in that, because you're going to get better rates on everything. It also might make more sense to move it to a different area based on where you're going to be sourcing the raw material from, because it's be more cost effective to bring that in. And then also, the same thing goes on knowing where they're shipping from. So they're manufacturing it in this region. Where are they ultimately shipping that product from? Is it moving to different regions? And then where's their final destination? Because we can look at the full scope picture and say, okay, well, it makes sense to move you from your current facility you're in based on this product category you're in. You should be operating in this city here because this is what they're known for. We already have a factory that's set up there. We have our material suppliers there. So you eliminate the costs on transporting materials from a further place that it may need to go. And then you're working in a factory that we're already operating in with other orders, where we can essentially, what we just say, bundle up orders together and help get that discounted rate of other projects that we're doing. And then once again, then it falls right into the shipping and logistics part. That's going to be going out of a port that's right there. It's going to be convenient, less transportation, less cost.
Got it. So that seems like a very cumbersome process. At least not everyone is able to handle that kind of, detail into the sourcing process. Generally, Amazon sellers are taught, hey, talk to a supplier on Alibaba, place an order, pay them with the Alibaba assurance, and that's pretty much it, right? Yeah. Nobody talks about the raw material cost, at least. So
exactly, a lot of the Amazon suppliers, they do go through Alibaba or an AliExpress or something like that. They don't realize how many hidden fees are built into, the order they're paying, because obviously for a factory to be listed on Alibaba, They have to pay their yearly membership fee to be on Alibaba. Then they have to pay their marketing costs to become one of the top ranked suppliers on there. So obviously each order is going to have these small fees built into it. And it's the same thing when it comes to the shipping rates. They're adding extra profit into the shipping rates because they're handling the booking of that as well. So, you can really eliminate a lot of fees there. That's why in general, when brands come to us that are working with suppliers through Alibaba or just buying small pieces through AliExpress, we're saving on average a minimum of 30 to 40% on their product costs by eliminating Alibaba from the picture.
Got it. So people are in for a big surprise on their costing. Definitely, that's going to be the case. So one question that someone may have, so like for saying, hey, I did my best when I was sourcing the product, and I put the cost down to whatever was possible for me. I applied all the pressures. I tried every script that my guru or my course provider or my teacher or my mentor taught me, and I have it down to the best cost possible. At least they believe that to be. And if you're saying, hey, I'm going to cut the cost by 20% or 15%, let's say, that might affect the quality of the product. This could be a concern. So how do you guys ensure the quality of your production?
Well, I think one of the big key things that we have over other companies, and especially over individuals going through Alibaba that are worried about, how are we going to cut our costs but still keep the quality, is the fact that we have that boots on the ground model. We have our own FSN employees in the countries that we operate in. So our employees are physically going to the manufacturing facilities and managing all the production. So that right there alone, is our own set of eyes for our own quality control, making sure the manufacturing processes are in place. But that also falls back to allowing us to negotiate directly with the factory in the native language, eliminating the Alibaba and any of those middlemen that might be in between, and really negotiate the best pricing right there, face to face.
Got it. Okay. So just to confirm, do you guys only operate in China, or do you guys work with other countries as well?
So we operate in Asia, India, South America, Mexico, and the USA. Based on the location of the factory location is going to be based on the client, on what their product is, the budget they have in place. Maybe they have specific requirements. Maybe it does have to be a USA made product and it has to be all 100% USA made material. So it's all based on their requirements. And also there's only certain countries that you can source certain material from. So it's needed to be able to diversify this manufacturing like this. And we do operate in these different areas as well, strictly on the fact that brands do want to diversify their manufacturing, especially over the last 2 years, with all the global issues we had with everything from factories being shut down to freight. A lot of people got scared working in China and they wanted to move out of China and go to India. Maybe they wanted to go to Mexico or move stuff to the USA. So we're able to help brands that want to get out of those areas, diversify their manufacturing. Even if they keep their main factory in China still, we can build them into small micro factories in these other countries and help diversify. So that way, if an issue does happen in China, like for example, there's another COVID outbreak right now. So Shenzhen is shut down. A lot of factories aren't operating. So if something like that happens, we say, hey, it's okay. We diversified your manufacturing. We're over in this region in China right now, or maybe we're over in India doing this. So we can eliminate that. You don't need to worry about your product. We still have a backup solution for you to help fill that bottleneck in your supply chain.
Got it. So again, that's something that a normal person who's sourcing for Amazon brand does not have the time to do at all, pretty much. So just to confirm, are you guys also working on 1688, or do you guys just work directly with the factories?
We work just directly with the factories. We like to be at the factory level for everything that we do. That way, we have full control over what's going on. We're able to implement our own manufacturing processes and things that are going to be our QC. And then, obviously, we also offer the ability to bring in a third-party QC company like a 𝘍𝑇rust or something like that if the client would like. But we'll do that maybe for 1 or 2 productions until they get comfortable with what we're doing and they see what we put in place. And then there's no need, we can eliminate that third party and save those extra fees for them right there as well, because they know that we have a process in place that's, their best interest in mind.
Got it. And one other question that, some brands might have is, what sort of products do you work with? So do you work with everything? Do you guys have specific things that you guys work with?
Yeah. So we do nearly work with everything. The one category we do not touch though is raw food consumables. So essentially anything that goes inside your body, we do not work with that. We do have some partners we can refer that over to, and we'll handle the packaging for that, but we don't touch in those categories. But everything outside of that, whether it's apparel, electronics, jewelry, you name it, we do it. We have our full in-house design and engineering team. So no
Mm-hmm.
matter what the product category is, our team is very skilled in knowledge in a wide range of product categories, and they can do the whole concept from taking the idea that's inside your head, creating your 2Ds, 3Ds, and then for our engineering team to come in and actually building the technical drawings that we're going to use for the prototyping and manufacturing processes. We have all of that here.
Got it. Again, I guess some other person is also asking for 1688, but as you also already described, you guys have the sourcing team on ground and you're able to work with the factories directly. Okay. So let's say I understand that things will always depend on, X number of factors, but for a normal Amazon seller brand that comes to work with you, what's the percentage that you guys are confident that you are able to cut on the cost? Is it like 5%, 15%, 20%?
Um, to be completely honest with you, we really average about a 95% success rate with our clients. It's just a matter of if we really think it's justifiable. Sometimes we're only able to cut a client. Maybe they have really good process in place. They're doing everything good, but they want to just come for us their confirmation. And maybe it's only a 7% savings or less than that. And we're fully transparent, obviously, on that, where we say, listen, we don't think it's worthwhile for you to change your entire process and leave factories that you're doing, because what you have is a really good system in place, and this is all we're going to be able to save you. And is it justifiable enough for you to jump out of that to get this little bit of savings? Maybe we can just make a few suggestions for you to help over time make up those extra points and savings for you. But generally, it is about 95% of the time that we're able to save our clients the general 30% or more.
30% or more. That's going to make
That's
a hell
our
of a
average.
difference.
Yep, that's our average savings rate is 30 to 40% for our clients.
I mean, I can give examples. What we've already discussed with you guys of one of our clients that is working with you guys now for the next PO, because he already placed the POs like 2 days before talking to you, and he's gonna have at least 20% more savings in the next PO. So hopefully we'll have better margins to work with his product in the next PO. For now, we're
Yep,
stuck
yep.
with the old ones.
It's okay. I mean, we had another new client this week come to us with a patent product that they've been working with the same factory, and we were able to save them 50% on their costs.
Okay.
So it's
And just one question that people who are developing on their new product idea, and are you guys also able to help, or let's say refer to people who are able to, let's say, sign triple N agreements with suppliers over there or parents in China?
So for the new product development assistance, so it is
Yeah.
full service what we offer for new product development. They work hand in hand with our designer first, and then our designer, will put together the initial 2D, 3D drawings and the realistics of what the production is capable of, and then they'll begin to work with the engineering on the real technical specs of it. But we do
Got it.
offer the full service new product development.
Got it. And what sort of trade assurance do you guys offer? So if something goes wrong, what sort of nets are there to ensure it?
So we are a fully insured company. We give clients two different options. Obviously, they can pay our company directly, which everything is insured. Your shipments are always going to be insured through the logistics partners that we have, so you never need to worry about that. And then as far as like warranty issues with products, all that stuff is pre-negotiated with the factories as if they were generally working with them before. But, trade assurance is not really something that needs to come into worry. Trade assurance is usually for companies that are working with a supplier on Alibaba and they're unsure of what type of product am I going to get? Is it really going to meet the specifications that I want or the quality that I'm expecting? Or maybe it's arriving to me damaged. We eliminate all those worries beforehand, because before a product even leaves the facility, before it gets loaded into a container, our team and our QC team is there making sure that everything meets the requirements before the factory is paid for the products.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And I guess we have a client for you in the comments, but we'll connect you afterwards. And so again, now another question for this is, will you guys connect your clients with directly with the factories, or will you guys, act as the intermediary in that?
Yes, so we have both options. It's really based on, is the client comfortable working with the factory? So we have two different types of clients.
Mm-hmm.
We have the types of clients that already work with factories right now, and they're comfortable continuing to work with them. So they'll basically hire us to build them an entire new factory partner, put the manufacturing processes in place, negotiate the best pricing for them, negotiate new payment terms, and have a full plug and play system for them. So once it's ready, we just make the introduction, hand them over, and then they're responsible for managing the full production, handling their own QC outside of the factory's QC work. Our team won't actually be there managing the production on site. It won't be on site managing the QC. And then we have the other sellers that, they're just so focused on the front end of their Amazon business and just scaling it and growing sales that they don't want to worry about the headache of dealing with the factory.
Mm-hmm.
So in those situations, we do the full service for them. They just issue the PO, and then we go right on and we handle A to Z of it and get it delivered to their warehouse so they can continue selling and scaling their store.
Got it. That sounds lovely, actually. To me, I would actually just leave it to you guys, because at the end of the day, you only have such time in the day that you have to work on a few things, and you have to find the important things, for me at least. And I prefer to work on the things that I'm good at.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not good at, talking to a supplier at 2 a.m. in the night while, talking about a technical feature. I will just like to enjoy my sleep. Okay. One other question that we have in the comments is that what are the standard payment terms that you guys negotiate for your brands?
It's really going to be based on the project and the client, and exactly what scope we're doing for them. Any production stuff is going to be your standard deposit schedule of a 20 to 30% deposit and balance before shipping once QC is completed. If it's a service that we're performing, it's an upfront payment. If we're building you a brand new supply chain, anything with the engineering and design packages, that's broken into a 50% deposit. And once we complete the project, then their balance is finished paid for the services. So it really varies based on the project and what does it need for the client.
Got it. That makes sense. And
then we do offer for US clients and store owners, we do have financing options in place, and some financing options for inventory can go all the way up to 48 months, which, clients love to utilize that when it comes time to, Q3 and Q4 planning, because they want to stock up on as much inventory as they can, keep as much cash on hand to put into marketing and scale their sales.
Got it. Well, that's another offer that I would like to tap on. Hopefully after this we can talk about that. And yeah, so another question popped in: are you guys offering freight services on credit terms? So some companies at least claim to offer 100% payment after delivery. Is that something possible with you guys?
So we do not offer terms along those lines to new clients up front. As relationships are built and we learn their business model and learn their consistency, we're able to then grow our relationship together, where we're able to start adding terms in like that, where, it's going to be, we're helping them grow once we learn who they are as a business owner and who their business is and what's going to be the ultimate success for them. But upfront, we do not offer those types of terms.
Got it. Yeah, that makes complete sense, because once you have a relationship, then you can have those terms and try to increase their business. Okay, so another question just popped in. And do you guys help in arranging packaging material from different suppliers? Because sometimes suppliers we are working with doesn't have the best rates for custom packaging.
Yes. So we also have our top factories that we work with that are strictly, all they do is custom packaging. So generally, anytime we do packaging for a product, we're not doing it at the factory that we're making the product at, because let's say if we're making a backpack, that factory's sole focus is on cut and sew. It's not on making the packaging that it's going inside of, unless it's a cut and sew packaging. So we work with our factory suppliers that strictly focus on making the packaging. So we do offer that. We do the same thing with displays. If you're actually selling in a store, we work with our display factories.
Got it. That makes complete sense. And that's pretty much it for the questions that I had. Now, a lot of people over here in the audience are agency owners, and they're working with clients and brands, hundreds of them in some cases. And what I would like to offer is a free optimization audit and I would really want you to explain what that is for the brands that they manage.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the best ways for us to do things before we even engage with a project to make sure that we're going to be the right partner for them and it's the right project for us all to work on is we love to assess the product up front. This is where we like to know, okay, what is your product? Let's see your Amazon link. Let's find out, are there things that you want to change on the product? You want to improve the design. Maybe there's material you want to change. Are you completely okay with how it is? So we assess all that stuff. Then we like to see, okay, what are your current costs that you're paying for your product? What are your average freight costs, your freight methods? What type of savings are you looking to get? We obviously need to know, what is their annual volume of production? What does their typical production schedule look like? And then our team can basically assess that. We can do our general, what we call phase one. And that's where we take all that information that we gathered, we review it with our top 3 partner factories in that category. And then we see, okay, well, this is where we're going to get you on cost savings. We're going to be at 20%. We're going to be a little higher. This is the areas that we're able to save you on that. This is what we're doing in the manufacturing process or the sourcing process that's going to get this for you.
Got it. So I guess that's going to be a very good offer for people on the audience. And I already have a few people who are waiting for your team to reply back to them on their products. And I'm sure they're going to save a lot of money on their projects as well. Thank you so much, Robert, for taking the time to being with us. And thank you for showing us of how exactly the sourcing game is done. Because what we've been taught is, let's just say, not to the best extent possible, or at least not to the extent that you guys are doing it.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me on here. I hope I was able to give some knowledge to the viewers, and hopefully we're able to help some of these store owners and agency owners out there, increase their profit margins and, make more money for their business.
Of course. Thank you so much, guys, for being here, and let's get in touch. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.